What is going on, Knicks fans? I'm your host, Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Knicks' recent success these last few games. The New York Knicks. People have criticized us since the start of the season. Since the season started, people keep saying, oh, we're pretenders, we're not going to the finals, we're not a contending team. And yeah, we were on a losing streak. We couldn't beat the Pistons. We lost to the Cavaliers, even though we beat them twice. People keep doubting us. People just can't stop hating on us, going on podcasts, going on any type of show, hating on us. They're not going to give us credit. No matter how good we play, they're going to hate on us. And that's the reality. But in this episode, I'm here to show you why you should not count out the New York Knicks. I'm going to tell you why. Over the last few weeks, or let's talk about last season compared to this season. If you remember last season, yeah, we made a deep run in the playoffs. We went on a deep playoff run. But our weakness, even though it was in the regular season, we could not beat any top teams in the NBA. Last season, we couldn't beat the Boston Celtics not even one time. The Cavaliers, we got blown out a bunch of times. And the Clippers, we cannot beat them. We're a better team than the Clippers. And we got all these other playoff teams we just could not beat. OKC also, we just couldn't beat them. And that's why we got counted out. And I understand. But this season, it's a whole different story. Opening day, the first game of the season, we beat the Cavaliers. That was a pretty good win. On Christmas, we were down 18 at one point in the fourth quarter. We came back and beat the Cavaliers. One of the biggest comebacks of the season. And the 76ers, they're a pretty good team. We beat them twice. And the Spurs, actually, we just beat the Spurs in the NBA Cup. And we blew them out a few days ago, which is a very huge win. I'll get to that in a minute. All these other teams, and the Rockets too. I got to talk about that too. It's a pretty huge game. That was a game we just did not look ready at all. You could see like we were banged up. Not even banged up, we were tired. We just couldn't do anything. I'm pretty sure we were down 18 in the fourth quarter again. And I just feel like the Knicks are one of the best clutch teams in the NBA. When they're down to a lot of points, they do not give up. They do not give up. They don't care how much time you got. They're going to keep fighting till the clock hits zero. And that's what they did that game and versus the Spurs. The Knicks. All credit to Cat, Brunson, Jose Alvarado, who is a difference maker. His defense, he's like a plus 92 since joining the New York Knicks. You could see his physicality. He's not afraid to do anything. He has that New York mentality. He has that physicality. He has what it takes to be a New York Knick. I'm honored to have a player like him. In the Spurs game, that's possibly the best team in the Western Conference. I'm taking them over OKC. They beat OKC 3 or 4 times already. They are a better team than the OKC Thunder, which I'm about to talk about in a few minutes, and you'll see why. They were on a 11-game winning streak. They have not lost a game since January. They were undefeated in February. We went into this game with no hopes at all in winning this game. No hopes at all. I guarantee you, if you went to a guy before the game and asked him, who's winning, the New York Knicks or the Spurs? And he say New York Knicks, they're going to laugh at you. And if someone did say that to you, I hope you're happy now because we blew them out by almost 30 points from the start to the finish. They could not stop us. Those clutch threes, the defense from Cat, Mitch Robinson, Jose Alvarado, OG, Mikal Bridges. If Bridges plays like that, hitting those threes, attacking the rim, and playing good defensively, you're getting a good player coming to the playoffs. And the fact we won that game by a lot of points, by the way. If you see the highlights, you gotta see how we played. We played like an actual finals team who wants to win, and I stand by that. And now the Raptors game, they're also a really good team. The Raptors, they're under the same boat like we were last season. I believe they're 4-20 versus any top playoff teams. I don't know the exact teams, but they did beat OKC. I believe they beat the Cavaliers twice, and I don't know who the fourth team could be, but they cannot beat us at all. At one point, they were only down by 2 with 3 minutes left, and they just lost all momentum because we made a bucket. They got a turnover. We forced it. And they were just breaking shots, and it looked like they gave up, honestly. They're still a really good team. Brandon Ingram, he had 30 points. Scotty Barnes, he's one of the best two-way players in the league. Emmanuel Quickly, former Knick, he's a great three-point shooter and could defend. RJ Barrett, he's a great player too. Jakob Poodle, he's a great center. They got a bunch of players. I can go on and say all their role players too. They got a really good team. So I'm not going to count the Raptors out yet because you never know what they could do in the playoffs. Like you see in the Knicks last season. So I'm not going to say anything about it. But I don't know what happened with the Raptors. But that's still a playoff team. So we beat them 4 times. So you got to remember that. Now to end the video, Knicks versus OKC. I'm going to say it's the most respectful way possible. I don't like to criticize anything, but the calls in this game were pretty questionable from start to finish. Let's start with display. You could see Brunson is trying to take a charge, and he is set. He's not moving. SGA goes right to him. There's no call, and he gets the bucket. Mike Brown got a tech after this game. I mean after that play, and that it didn't really change the game, but you could tell who wouldn't get mad in that situation. That's clearly a charge. And later in the game, in the fourth quarter, they did the exact same thing, but they did not get set. He was moving, and they somehow won the challenge. So the fact that this kept happening, and not only that, there were a lot of questionable calls the entire game. It was unheard of. We just couldn't do anything. We were up a few possessions. We were starting to come back. And honestly, shout out to the New York Knicks for not giving up. Shout out to the New York Knicks. When the game's going like that, emotions start to kick in. You're frustrated. You're arguing with the refs. You're arguing with everyone around you. You're getting mad. Teams tend to give up when that happens. And I'll be honest, who wouldn't want it? I'm not saying who wouldn't give up, but who wouldn't be mad if if that was happening in the game? Who wouldn't give up? But the Knicks, they did not care. They kept playing until the clock hit 0. We had 2 open looks. Unfortunately, we could not hit the game-tying 3. And honestly, I'm not too mad because we definitely should have won the game, but there were a lot of questionable calls. But that was a playoff game right there. That was a playoff game. And Muhammad Diawara, I gotta talk about him too. He's been a phenomenon as a rookie. He should be getting a lot more playing time. And Sohan, he should get more minutes. This game he only got 2 minutes. There was no Mitch today because he doesn't play in back-to-backs. But these next few games, they're really good teams. And with how everyone's playing, with how our role players are playing, this is going to be a very good playoff team. Just imagine Muhammad Diawara. He's a rookie coming out of France, drafted late in second round. He's getting consistent playing time, and he's shooting 40% from 3. Honestly, he should have been a Rising Stars because I guarantee you next season he will be the Rising Stars. Next season he's going to play a huge role for the New York Knicks. I guarantee you. Players like that you never see get playing time in their rookie year. And Mike Brown, he gave all his trust in him, and I love Mike Brown for that. If it was under Tibbs, who would have known he could get playing time? Who knows? But yeah, that's all I got to say in today's episode. Like I said, shout out to the New York Knicks for not giving up. Emotions tend to kick in that situation, and I honestly would have been mad in that situation too. But the Knicks did not give up. We should have played better offensively. There are moments we could have played better defensively, especially in the first quarter where Chet almost had 20 points in the first quarter. He had like 4 threes, which is pretty insane. He's not a 3-point shooter, so you don't see that from him. But it is what it is. On to the next game. You'll get them next time, New York Knicks. This is Vigo Sports Talk, host of Vigo Talks Knicks, and I'll see you next episode, Knicks fans. Peace.